So I guess we're still doing this.
Yep.
Hello and welcome back to the 101st episode Good Bad Bad, the show where we watch terrible movies and tell you if you should too. I'm your host, Mr. Brian Chiligo. I'm joined for the 101st time by Mr. Kyle Hinton. Kyle, we did it. 100th episode in the
milestone.
bag.
We reached it.
We got there. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. I'm envisioning some angry comments about the old bait and switch that we pulled. I will say this. Well, we'll talk about this later. But I didn't title the episode The Room. It's going to be titled like Good Bad 100th episode special. And then later I'm going to retitle it to Billy Owens and the Secret of the Runes. So there won't be any like false advertising per se.
This isn't like when we
the double down
one.
Yeah. Which, boy, people got salty about that, which I thought was funny. But anyways, we did it. Thank you for everybody for supporting us through these first 100 episodes and for hopefully many more to come. Like I said, we're just going to get right back into it with the 101st episode, and we got ourselves a classic 80s bad movie.
Yes, this is everything 80s, everything schlock. It is nothing but action, gore. It's great.
It's fantastic. You can tell me and Kyle go back, and the way we do this now is we go back and forth between who picks each movie and edits each episode. And my movies are so different than the Kyle movies. Kyle's movies are all like 80s schlock, and mine are
so
all
much fun.
Recent, like terrible Sony Handycam films. And this is a classic Kyle Good Bad movie. It is American Hunter.
Yes. This is done by the same people who did The Stabilizer.
The Stabilizer, exactly.
Much so that The Stabilizer himself's even in it.
And what do you want from me?
The microfilm.
Stabilizer is in this fucking movie with his same haircut and everything. They probably filmed this the week after they filmed The Stabilizer.
But it's made by an Indonesian company, and their job is to basically get either washed-up actors or a family of washed-up actors.
Yeah.
And have them be like, hey,
you want to be an action star?
Come be our American action star.
You want to be an action star? You want to be the next Chuck Norris?
What did you go back into the house for?
To collect my prize. The death ring.
Yeah. This is a trip. I didn't even look up what year. 1989.
Yeah.
1989. So it's just right in the peak of the 89 to 90 turn. But it looks like an older 80s movie again, probably because it was filmed in Indonesia on like maybe not state of the art equipment necessarily.
I will say this though. They know how to shoot action in this, and it is wild.
Asshole!
This movie's a trip. It's so much. It is non-stop nonsense. The way this movie works is there's an opening scene which is like 4 minutes of exposition.
Yes.
And then after that,
here's the setup, and then everything after that.
Ignore it. No story at all. There's like zero plot the rest of the movie. It's just explosions and car chases and fights for an hour and 25 minutes, and then the movie ends. But the opening is hilarious because it's such an expo dump. This guy holds up a little thing, and he's like,
with the information in this study, the wrong people could start a panic on Wall Street that would bring the Western world to its knees.
So we've put everything on this one microfilm and destroyed the original. And it's just like, that's all you need to know.
That's it. Apparently, it's not hard to destroy Wall Street. You just need a virus.
You need one, whatever it is. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like a computer virus, but yeah, no, you're very accurate. Yep. Oof. My 401k is loving life right now. I'm gonna die young and alone. Poor. So I love right after this opening exposition dump, we find out that there was this guy watching this.
Yeah, okay, so there's a guy on the roof of another building watching this.
Yes.
And then he takes off his binoculars and goes to a car.
Yeah, like a Jeep.
That's on the roof, of, this building. And he puts on a helmet. And I'm like, is he going to drive through that room?
Yes, Kyle.
He jumps the vehicle and drives into that room. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so on board with the rest of this film.
It was fucking bonkers from minute one. I was like, wait a second. He drives from one roof into, it's like something out of a fucking Fast and Furious movie. Like he drives the car off a roof into the office they're in and just starts shooting everybody.
And he murders the shit out of them.
Yeah. He just machine guns them all down. It's so wild. And then he looks... We spend 5 minutes watching this asshole rifle through drawers.
Yes, it's shooting locks and everything.
And blowing up safes and stuff. And like, I thought they put it in the safe, but he blows up the safe and it's not in there.
Well, they say put it in the safe.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyson,
Yes?
please put this in the vault.
Yes, sir. That will be handled immediately, sir.
And then he like has a little bomb on the safe and he goes in and then
it's not there.
It's not there and he just keeps looking through and it's like, oh, okay, I don't understand. They don't care. This movie, none of the plot is important to the film. It's literally just let's fight and blow things up and drive and do chase scenes. And then they explain that Yellow Jacket dude, who was a guy in the room, he got away with the film. And again, none of this really matters.
Yeah.
And then we get an opening credit car chase. He chases after the Yellow Jacket guy in a car, and the opening credits roll during this. And then they like have a giant car crash in front of the fucking Parthenon. I don't know. I don't know what
the stunts they have in this movie are insanely overdone.
Oh, they're
and massively expensive.
Oh, and they look like half the. I think we said the same thing in the Stabilizer. Like, for sure, half these stunt guys are like maimed and or dead after this movie.
Oh, without question.
Yeah. And so he crashes his car, the Yellow Jacket guy, and then now I guess he's dead, and the bad guys get the film and drive away. And then we're introduced to our main character, Jake Carver.
Yeah, who is played by Chris Mitchum, who is the son of a pretty legendary old school actor, Robert Mitchum.
Yeah.
And you would know him from various Western films. I think one of the first films I noticed him in, and Brian has no clue who the hell he is.
No, I've heard of Robert Mitchum. I just
you may know from, like, Night of the Hunter. If you ever seen the scene in Do the Right Thing where Radio Raheem's talking about love and hate, that's where that was taken from. Oh. That entire monologue of his was taken from Night of the Hunter.
Would you like me to tell you the little story of right hand, left hand? The story of good and evil?
Let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand. It's a tale of good and evil.
Interesting. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're introduced to Jake Carver. He's an operative of, I don't know who he works for or don't care, and it doesn't matter. But he talks.
Yeah, some world police, like Interpol or something. Like that.
And he goes into this restaurant and he meets Judy, who's his love interest over the course of this film.
And she is like she's a secretary for the Stabilizer.
Yeah. Yeah. Selleck is his name. Tom Selleck. Hope Selleck.
Hope
I thought it was Tom Selleck.
I thought they said Tom Selleck a couple times.
I swear to God they said Tom Selleck, and I was like, really? But yeah, but he brings he brings her a gift, which is like a makeup compact.
Yeah.
She's like, what a gift. He's like, I looked all over the place for the perfect gift.
And I wanted to get you something to always think of me. It's like,
I wanted to get you something that would always be with you. Something that would remind you of me.
Thank you, Mr. Selleck.
So I got you some makeup.
Okay.
Great. Cool. And I also love there's some great snap zooms in this when they first bring up the microfilm in this scene. Yeah. He's like,
because it's so small, they have to be like, whoop.
The microfilm. It's so fucking silly.
And what do you want from me?
The microfilm.
And then when you're introduced to the bad guy,
one of the bad guys.
One of the bad guys.
He's the main bad guy's right hand. His name is Frank Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's in a pool, and this is how you know he's a bad guy, because he's in a pool surrounded by hot ladies, which is classic bad guy.
It's the tropiest trope ever.
Classic bad guy setup in your bad action movie. The reason I knew he was
guys sitting at pools surrounded by scantily clad women.
The reason I knew he was a psychopath and a bad guy was because he gets out of the pool, walks inside,
and he doesn't dry off,
and just sits on the couch, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
Only a truly bad person.
Yes, a truly criminally psychopathic person would fucking get out of a pool and just walk into their house and just sit on the couch wet like oh my god.
This is a complete deterrent. I'm going to throw this in just because I really want to. There's an episode of Justice League. Good Lord, why am I bringing this up?
The cartoon one?
Yeah, the cartoon one. Justice League. I think it was Unlimited, where Lex Luthor and the Flash switch bodies, and there's a part where Flash as Lex Luthor is hiding in the trying to make a phone call to the Watchtower and hiding in the bathroom, and he's getting ready to leave the bathroom, and one of the other bad guys is like, "Hey, aren't you gonna wash your hands?" And Clancy Brown had to fucking say this line. It was the voice of Lex Luthor. He said, "What are you doing?" he said,
"What? You gonna wash your hands?" "No, 'cause I'm evil."
Or no. Cause I'm evil. Like that's what it reminds. Like that is the perfect explanation. That's so good. I love it.
And then so he also yells at somebody to shut up, you damn fool. It's pretty great.
I kind of miss you. You must come by and have a bottle of champagne. What do you say?
Shut up, you damn fool.
And then the other bad guy in this scene is the main bad guy.
Who's the fucking crazy person? Like legit unstable crazy person?
He has a pet bald eagle in this scene.
Yes.
Which
he has a lot of exotic pets.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. And they're bartering on the phone about how one guy's gonna pay $1 million for this microphone.
Jake Carver's in there. He offered $1 million. The stabilizer countered with 2, which he accepted. Then he got a call from the main bad guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll give you 5 for it.
If I have this microfilm and you're opening with 1 million, it's got to be worth at least 2.
I have a busy day planned. Okay, it's a deal. You've got your 2 million.
Yeah, and they're going to give him $5 million.
So he's trying to barter for this microfilm.
Right. Which, again, will destabilize the stock market or whatever. It doesn't matter.
The stabilizer is going to destabilize the stock market.
Yeah, and then there's this amazing fight in this office.
It's so good.
The stabilizer pulls a gun on our guy as he's leaving, and our dude backhands him. First he backhands him, and then he walks away. And then he shoots at our guy, and Jake Carver runs up the wall, does a backflip, and kicks the gun out.
Lord.
It's incredible. It's fucking incredible. Oh, it's so good. I was so good when I wasn't talking.
But a fight ensues with Jake Carver and the stabilizer.
People just
needless to say, the stabilizer gets stabilized.
Yeah. Gets absolutely stabilized through a wall by a car, through a concrete wall.
Much later, yeah.
Oh, is that later?
That's later.
Oh.
You crazy fucker! You kill me, you got nothing!
Where's the fucking thing?
I can't fucking remember. I just remember that scene so vividly because it's wild. But there's a bunch of guys show up and there's like a big shootout here, and they're like people with machine guns in the like lobby of this restaurant or whatever, just like spraying bullets. And one of my favorite scenes in this moment is 2 of the bad guys run into the office where they were. They burst open the door and a guy shoots and there's nobody there. And then he aims again and shoots again at nothing still. He shoots at like the place where they were sitting like 10 minutes. It's the weirdest. It's so fucking strange. And then they steal Judy. They take Judy and are going to get away with Judy. But then just in time, Jake Carver shows up in his
Jake
Jeep.
has also been chasing guys.
Yeah.
And they tried doing the Indiana Jones fall through the
no, has that happened already?
Yeah.
I think that happened later, but it's right here somewhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Somewhere in there. But there's a big chasing and stuff going on. These guys have been they ran into the police.
Yeah.
The bad guys. They ran into the police. They're shooting at the police. The guy takes Judy hostage, and they get to a crazy driving.
Yeah. Well, I think this is
for the record,
she gets taken hostage like 8 times in this movie, so
there's so much stuff that goes on in this movie. It is hard to keep track of any of it.
When stuff happens. I think that's what's going on, because at one point he gets her, Jake saves her, and she goes,
"Are you all right?"
Thank you. You saved my life.
Great. I'll think of a way for you to pay me back.
"Thank you. You saved my life." And he responds by going, "Great." He just said like it's 80 yard in. He just goes, "Great." And also, there's a big foot chase scene here, and this is right before the scaffolding part. And I love that they Foley in all the footsteps, but there's zero other sound. They're outdoors in like a busy city. There's no car sounds. There's no wind sound.
Which is crazy because like they do the Foley for the restaurant, so you can hear like patrons stuff talk.
Yeah,
and it's all mixed relatively well.
It's fine. But then when they get outside, it's literally just footsteps of this guy running down a sidewalk that you would hear so many other things. It's hilarious. And then this is where he falls through the scaffolding from like the 5th story, and I was like, oh, that's a dead stuntman, or hopefully a dummy. Hopefully it was a dummy.
That guy looks very dead.
If
he
it was
falls way too quickly.
If it was a real stuntman and not a dummy, oh boy. Oh boy. There's a sweet fight scene in some sewer full of shredded paper. I don't know what the fuck that.
No, you know that set was reused from the Stabilizer.
Was it?
Yes.
It looked familiar. It looked like a very similar style of set from the Stabilizer. But it's full of shredded paper for some reason, and it's a sewer. I don't understand what that's supposed to be. There's a sweet fight with there's a guy with a pipe who makes the identical swoosh sound with the pipe over and over. Like it's the same. It's the exact same swoosh over and over again. And then Jake Carver gymnastics onto a dude's face.
Yeah.
And then he gets netted. And they're like, we're gonna kill you now, but they have a gun on him, but then they don't just shoot him. They take him away.
They have to interrogate him. They have to find out where the microfilm is.
Oh yeah, and then this is where the stabilizer gets stabilized through a wall. He's running from somebody to somewhere, and he ends up in an alleyway, and a car is driving through the alley at him. And he doesn't know where to go, so he backs up against the wall, and instead of,
jumping on the roof,
jumping on the hood of the car like a sane person, he just lets the car crush his legs, and then the car drives through the wall.
Although when it goes through the wall, his legs are like bent up, like he's holding on to dear life. Yeah, it's like that's pretty impressive for a guy whose kneecaps are shattered.
Yeah, completely crushed. But okay, sure, fine, great. And then we cut to our dude getting the old S&M treatment in the basement of this place. He's getting whipped and locked, and it's very erotic, Kyle. And they're trying to get some information. Oh, the film.
I'm only going to say that he's not actually in the basement. He's on the 2nd floor because later they
jump out a window. You are correct. It looks like a basement, but it's actually the 2nd floor. And they're interrogating him, trying to find out where this film is, and they have like an electrical thing they're going to electrocute him with. It's not that interesting. But then they electrocute him a little bit, and they're like, all right, time to blow this place up.
Fire the place. And use some dynamite.
Yes, sir.
And they they put TNT places, but then also light it on fire, so it's both burning and has explosives. Why didn't they just leave and then blow the explosives? Or why didn't they just burn it down? They do both, and it makes no sense.
Because they need to show the explosion.
Yeah. Boy, they blow up a couple houses. Like, they must have found some old, nobody cares about these anymore, because they just blow up and burn down several houses or villas in this.
You have to imagine the real estate market in Indonesia at the time was incredibly cheap.
I have no idea. It's wild though. And then This is where we're 30 minutes in the movie. This is where I first realized our main character's name was Jake. I had no idea because there's just nothing. It's just been nonstop bullshit for the whole first 30 minutes in the movie, and then somebody said his name. I was like, oh, your name's Jake. Cool.
Jake, where are you? Jake! Jake, can you hear me?
They do jump out the window, as you said, and there's a sweet. They then get out the window and then dive, and there's a sweet explosion, and then this house fucking goes up.
It's just an inferno of. They used a lot of kerosene for this explosion.
Yeah. There's a great line. I don't know why I have it written down, but one of the bad guys goes, "Boss, I don't know what happened," and the boss goes,
Boss, I don't know what happened."
I know what happened. You fucked up.
I know what happened. You fucked up.
Yes, that's Adam. Adam is that guy.
He's like, you fucked up. And then there's another sewer fight in the same sewer.
Yeah.
Why they have like 4 sets, and they just keep using them over and over again. And one guy has a fan as a weapon. He's like,
so Jake is like the crazy...
I don't know who these guys are.
Jake is the main bad guy. He's also kind of...
Jake is the main good guy.
No, he's the main good guy. Might as well be the main bad guy. Adam is the main bad guy.
Adam is the main bad guy. So also knows by Judas.
Yes. And so he wants to reprimand these guys, but Frank intervenes. Frank's the right-hand man who's a bit more sane.
Yeah.
But also, shoots people randomly.
Yeah.
So Adam instead has them come to a place later, and then he just beats them to death.
Please, give us a chance.
You get by me, and you're free.
Yeah. Yes. That's right. Is he wearing a sweatsuit in this scene?
Yes.
Is that Adam?
He's wearing he's wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, and as he leaves, he has the most insane laugh in this scene.
Yes.
He's like, ha 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 ha, and it just keeps going as he walks out of the fucking shot. It's so wild. And then he gets outside and yells at somebody, "Don't fuck with me."
Adam. What? Don't fuck with me.
I can't explain what. I don't remember when things happen or what order.
The clips
just have
speak for themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just gonna really rely on you to really make this one sing with those clips, because otherwise I have no idea.
Who are you?
He's drunk.
Oh, this stuff is wild.
Then Jake goes on a date with Janet, I think, is what's happening.
Okay, so after he just about burned to death and was electrocuted and whipped and tortured, he's like, I got a hot date tonight, maybe I'll get some information. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah.
Let's go to work.
First, I have a date with Janet. Who knows? It might lead us to something.
And I love that during their little bed banter, she's like putting on her nightgown or whatever, and she goes,
I know nothing about Selig's illegal business. I'm the manager for his restaurants and clubs.
I just manage his restaurants. It's like, we gotta do this exposition even during the romance scene. She's like, I work for the bad guy Adam, but I don't know. I'm not involved in any of his illegal affairs.
She works for Selig, right?
Maybe that's it. I don't know. She works for...
It's not like it really matters.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
She is in some way connected to somebody who wants something.
Yeah. Yes. And then there's some really great love banter here. She's like,
we hardly know each other. And still, I think I already love you.
It's like, wow, that was quick. And then she's like, he's explaining what his job is.
Let's just say I hunt bad guys.
And kill them? You're a lethal hunter.
And she's like, you kill people? He's like, yeah. And she's like, well, you're a lethal hunter.
Which is the original name of this movie. It was changed to American Hunter for international.
And then he goes, and then she follows up by saying, or he says, somebody says something about him being a lethal lover. And I was like, and she goes,
right now, I'm more interested in being a lover.
A lethal lover.
Oh, and are you a lethal lover? And he doesn't say no, and I'm like, so he fucked her to death, right? That's what happened after the scene ended, was he fucked her to death. That's what that means.
And with secret moves that he learned from his master.
Yeah, and I love, because of, I guess, the rating or whatever, the sexiest this movie can get is them awkwardly flailing about fully clothed in a shower.
Yeah.
They turn a shower on, and they're just like, They're like moving their arm. They're not. I don't even know what they're supposed to be doing. It's so fucking awkward and weird. Oh, it's hilarious. Janet gets kidnapped again because of course she does, because it's the only thing that happens.
Every second of this film, she gets kidnapped.
Yeah, there's a big car chase, and Jake chases, and this is where he ramps over a fucking fuel truck magically.
Yeah.
His car he drives up, there's just a fuel truck on the road, and his car just flies over it. And we're like, all right, fine. And then gets shot in midair.
It explodes.
And then they think he's dead, but he's not, because he's Jake Carver, and he's the not the stabilizer, the American hunter.
The lethalizer.
The lethalizer. And then he flies over but he doesn't have a car now. So he's got to steal that
the fuel truck.
Because that's a great
which they immediately shoot and blow up.
But he's fine. That was my favorite part. It's a giant fuel truck, and they shoot it, and it explodes right behind. He's in the cab, and he's just fine.
He's fine.
He's just fine. But there's a cool ditch. There's a fun little ditch gag where there's like ditch diggers, and like the cars drive over.
It's so ridiculous. Oh, look, a little sight gag. That's fun.
Yeah, it is. Like it's so weird and out of place, but it's kind of hilarious. And then, even though we think Jake's dead, he's not. The truck's still fine. He shows up in front of the bad guys.
He rams into their vehicle, which kills the two guys in the front seat.
And Janet's
and
fine.
he just shoots the guy in the back
Judy's
seat.
fine, yeah.
And she's, well, not really. she's pretty banged up.
She is banged up, that's true.
But he gets her out before the vehicle explodes, because it's an 80s film. Vehicles explode.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a scene where the car explodes for no reason. He literally he drags her away, and then I'm like, why are we holding on a wide shot here? Oh, the car's exploding.
Yep.
Great. Okay, great.
If there's a wide shot and there's either a building or a vehicle in it,
it's gonna
explode.
It's gonna fucking explode. And then they get to a hospital or something so she can get treated. And this is the most boring part of the movie. I zoned out a little bit here, but somebody steals her from the hospital.
Yeah, no, this is where it gets fucking crazy. So Adam shows up with a couple of henchmen, and they're in an air evac, like an emergency helicopter. They land, are dressed up as doctors, go in to steal Judy.
Yes.
So they steal her, and another air helicopter, another
medevac
whatever it is, comes in with an actual person to bring out. So they get her into the one that they came in and fly off. Jay Carver has no clue what the fuck's going on.
He pulls up right as they're leaving.
Right as they're leaving, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna steal the other helicopter and go after them.
It's fucking nonsense. There's no.
They do shoot that hospital security guard though.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, I want to see some ID.
And they're like,
hey, where you going? Let's see some ID. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah, and it's so boring. And then we get a helicopter chase, and good lord, is this the most boring chase scene I've ever seen in a film? Because guess what? Helicopters just fly in straight lines. Like, it's literally just, and the music is the same thing over and over again in the scene, and it repeats like 1,000,000 times, and it lasts like 5 fucking minutes. And it's just helicopters slowly flying after each other forever, and it's so boring.
There's a part where she jumps out into this lake.
Yeah, she's like, oh, fucking lake, I'm out.
All right, that seemed like dangerous. Okay,
but she's fine. She knows what she's doing.
Now Adam is shooting her what they need information for in the first place.
Yeah, the whole reason
serves no purpose to kill her right now. But Jake is above them, and he's like, go ahead and keep shooting at them.
You get that chopper. Okay.
So a guy who's flying the helicopter with one hand and is shooting a revolver up in the air through his blades. It's insane.
So it's all fucking stupid. And every shot of them in the helicopter is clearly the helicopter on the ground with them like just moving the camera to make it look like it's flying, and they got the blades spinning. Oh, I hate it so much. And then Adam throws the pilot of his helicopter
out into the lake and then takes over. Also, I'm surprised he knows how to fly.
Yeah, and the reason is because
He wants to refuel because they're running out of fuel.
Yeah, the pilot does, and then Adam's like,
What the hell are you doing? We're running out of gas. I don't care. I'll kill you.
no, I don't need, where I'm going, I don't need fuel, and then throws him out, and then we never see what happens after that. It just cuts, and it's...
But Judy was shot in the arm.
Yep.
And this woman has been in a car wreck, kidnapped twice,
fell out of a helicopter and shot. Yeah.
This woman is beaten throughout this film.
Yeah, it's really intense, and she's very resilient. She's like pretty okay by the end of the movie. And I love I don't even remember what happens. I think he takes her to his like master guy to heal or something.
Yeah.
And then him and one of his friends.
Roy is the.
They go to like a fruit stand or like
This is okay. So everything has been like. From one point to another, has purpose to a degree. It's all about getting the microfilm.
Yes.
This scene at this fruit market is absolutely insane. Serves no purpose and just proves that the two of these guys are loose cannons.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going. The guys show up and they just start fighting them. And then
a guy drunkenly drives through some tables. Like a person even says he's drunk. Jake out of fucking nowhere decks this guy who says he's drunk, and now we got a fight on our hands.
Who are you? He's drunk.
Huge fight, and I love there's one point where Jake slams. I didn't realize what he was doing.
Oh, I thought he cracked a guy's skull open.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought he crushed a guy's skull with his bare hands, like mountain style, but it's actually he broke a watermelon on his face.
Which is still probably gonna kill him.
It would hurt, but I truly, in the way it's shot, I was like, holy shit, did he just smash that man's skull with his bare hands? Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. And then as they're leaving, they win this fight, and as they're leaving, they just fire rounds in the air for no reason. His cop buddy's just like, boom, boom.
Well, also his cop buddy has some issues when it comes to restraint.
Yeah.
Because he says...
Well, isn't he the guy that says no guns, or is that...
No, Jake says no guns.
Jake says no guns.
You see? No guns.
The other guy says, hey, I got some good news. The murder charges from last year were dropped.
Nice. Nice.
It's the number one thing you want to hear from a cop.
And Jake, last year's murder charges were dropped.
Nice. Classic. And then, so apparently the guys know that Judy is at the monastery, and they attack there, and there's a monastery fight. I don't care.
Well, like every situation, first off, this woman has been targeted now twice.
Yeah.
No additional security.
No.
Well, I mean, she's at a dojo, so there's kind of security.
Yeah.
But at the hospital, where she was already kidnapped once, and they know what the people are after.
Yeah.
To a degree. They don't like, let's go ahead and add some officers for security at this hospital.
Nah.
No.
Nah, of course not. Yeah, and I love that when they finally kidnap her again, I say I love it. It's just the editing is so weird and abrupt. Is Adam, like, they pull her out of the monastery or whatever they're at, and Adam walks up to her, and it's just this slow-mo walk-up of him walking up to her, and then he just backhands her, and it instantly cuts. It's just like, as soon as he hits her, it's just like, cut, and it's like...
Well, they get into a fight with all the students and the master, and it's just a whole bunch of, like, martial arts ass-kicking and stuff. Yeah, they have it's kind of a interesting choreography with them on these stone pads, these stone lilies, over this water, and I don't know, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some okay fights in this.
They get to the point where Frank just shows up and he has the easy solution: walk in, shoot the guy, and then that's it.
Done, easy.
Like they have all this martial arts going on. Oh man, look, they're so talented.
Fucking A, man, shoot him. Also, there's a great scene where Judy is talking, I think it's after she's captured, and she's talking to Adam or somebody, or maybe it's the other guy, the Speedo guy from earlier.
Yeah. And it's the Speedo guy. I know this. I know. Is
this the line? Yeah, it's a line. He walks up to her and goes, "You should thank me."
Yeah, you should thank me.
And she says, "Thank you.
I don't need your thanks.
You should thank me.
Thank you.
I don't need your thanks."
I was like, what is happening? Who wrote? What is happening? And then,
but they're trying to get information from her, but she keeps saying the obvious thing. She doesn't know where the microfilm is.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can get her to talk.
Yeah.
And they put shaving cream on her neck.
It's the weirdest. Why would you do that? This is like the interrogation torture scene, but they have the fucking generosity to make sure she doesn't get sensitive skin. They like smear shaving cream on her neck, and then he just starts shaving her neck.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not... You have to pay for that usually if you go to a barber shop. Like, what?
It's right up there with the Spanish Inquisition. Bring out the fluffy pillows.
Poke her with the soft cushion. Confess. Confess.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Like, what are we doing here? Okay, great.
This may help you remember.
And then at one point, there's this one random scene where Jake Carver is a superhuman because he jumps like 8 feet in the air to avoid a car.
He jumps up and grabs a pole, and it's just like, okay, obviously that was
It was
done in
reversed, yeah. It was very clearly reversed, but it just looks hilarious because all of a sudden our main character is a mutant who can jump like way high in the air. It's like, what is going on?
It's a pretty cool scene where he's holding on to the roof of a car. Yeah.
Oh, and then this is where I was like, oh, this store is about to get...
Oh my god, I thought that child was so dead.
A baby dies. I'm still not convinced that was in a different baby that they pulled out of the rubble.
They keep showing the interior of this
like grocery store or something. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, the car is clearly going through this store.
Yeah.
And it does.
But in one of the shots, there's like a toddler walking through, and I'm like, oh!
And this car goes in sideways through this building, and you're like, that child's dead!
Dead child.
No, parent comes over, picks up,
pulls the baby out of the rubble, who's like, bawling her eyes out. I was like, they just buried a baby under rubble for their movie. Great job. All right. Oh, it's fucking amazing. And then there's some other stuff happens. They're at the pool again, and this is where Adam murders everybody on his own people, I think, right? Mm-hmm. There's a really weird conversation between the one guy, the Speedo guy, and a girl.
Well, yeah, okay, so Frank is using his money and power to get women.
Yeah.
And then this is the scene where Adam has a pet monkey.
Yeah.
What?
He had a bald eagle earlier, and now he's got a pet monkey. This is one of those things like in the what the fuck was that movie called? The homeschooling movie where they knew somebody who just had some animals, and so they put them in their movie. Yeah. That's what it is.
And of course, since it's in Indonesia, and I'm pretty sure exotic animal laws.
Oh, the law is probably pretty lax there, yeah. Or at least at the time, was probably pretty lax in terms of keeping bald eagles as pets.
I was actually quite shocked it wasn't an orangutan considering the location. Anyways, Frank makes some sort of comment, pisses off Adam, and Adam's like, "I'm gonna blow your head off. You've been trying to screw me over."
Pores dry up your fucking brain.
What the hell are you talking about?
Your stupid little plan. You took the microfilm, then tried to sell it back to me.
Yeah.
And he just gets into a fight with him.
Yep, and kicks him into the pool, and that kills him, apparently.
And knocks him out. And
then he drowns. I don't know. But then he throws the woman in the pool.
Well, one guy tries to intervene, and I kid you not, Adam, river dances his head into a wall.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And there's so much blood.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty fucking amazing. And then he yells, "Shut up, shut up, shut up," and then throws that woman in the pool, and then he yells, "Women are bitches," and it's like...
Shut up! Shut up! Women are bitches!
All right. It seems out of nowhere, but okay. Mm-hmm. Then there's a villa in the countryside that Adam is just magically at now. He goes from this pool scene to then he's just at this weird hideout in the countryside. None of this connects. They just wrote scenes it's all nonsense.
Yeah. So that's where they have her tied up now.
Yeah.
And Adam and the rest of the police just know where he is.
Jake and the rest of the police. Yeah,
I keep getting the names.
It doesn't matter. But Jake and all of the cops show up.
Chris Mitchum. There we go.
Yeah, him and all the cops show up.
And they just bust in and start blowing people away.
Murdering everybody. And And then I was like, oh, because then Adam's like, well, we got to blow this place up now too. I was like, fucking Christ, of course you do.
Everything is strapped to explode.
Set the charges.
But boss, our men.
Blow it! They're no good to us now anyway.
Yeah. And so they drive out in their truck and get away, and then so our guy gets on a motorcycle.
Yells, "It's gonna blow up!" And apparently everybody can hear that. And
everybody hears it.
Everybody is cognitive of what that means, and they're like, "All right, we gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here."
And so then we have the building blow up, and it looks glorious.
It looks fantastic, right as he rides out on his motorcycle. So that place blew up too, and then makes no sense. Our guy just magically ramps onto a train. On his motorcycle, he I guess sees a train. Our bad guy got onto the train.
Yeah. That scene where he gets onto the train looks incredibly dangerous, like to film that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. Yeah, there's a moment later too where he's hanging off the train. That also there's a shot that I was like, oh boy, that looks not safe. But our guy ramps his motorcycle. And it somehow ends up inside the train. Yeah. It just is in the train now. And then we get a sweet fight scene in like the dining car.
But here's the thing. I guarantee you the filmmakers of this didn't realize that the tables in a dining cart are welded to the walls.
Right? Yeah. This is, or normally, who knows? Yeah. But this one is just like folding tables or something. Or isn't that?
No, the chairs are folding chairs.
Oh, okay.
But the tables are welded to the wall.
Yeah.
So they're like, I guarantee you they were like, all right, we're going to have people like get slammed through tables and stuff. These tables are metal and part of the cart. We'll just have them roll over it.
We'll just roll over them, yeah. And there's lots of fighting. It's nonsense, but the way our guy wins this fight is by, I think, hitting him in the face with a salt shaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he kicks him, and he like is hanging onto the train.
Yeah, this is the shot I was talking about where I was like, oh no, that looks very dangerous. Yeah. And then he gets pulled under the train.
But he doesn't like even when they show the shot underneath, it doesn't look too dangerous.
No,
it doesn't look lethal.
No, and which it's spoiler.
It's not.
But yeah, I was like, what did he get? Okay, but the idea is like he gets drug under the wheels, I guess, but that's not actually what happens. And so you're like, cool, he saved the day, and then they're at a party or whatever, celebrating basically. And one of the partner guys, Roy or whatever, is like, well, I don't want to be anywhere around this guy. Janet can have him all to herself.
Oh, we're talking about sex.
I don't want to be anywhere near this guy. Janet can have him all to herself.
And then they go into a bedroom, or the hotel room that they're staying at, and surprise!
She's trying to put on makeup using the compact that she was given.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, the microfilm was in there the whole time.
Oh, and then Adam bursts through or comes out, sneaks into the room somehow. Yeah, I don't know. He's alive, basically.
He looks completely disheveled.
He looks a little disheveled, but he's alive. They destroy all the furniture in this room.
Yes.
All of it, piece by piece.
It ends with him kicking an armoire.
Oh, but before the armoire, we got to talk about how apparently Adam's kryptonite is vases.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so...
They break like 4 of them over this.
I know, it's great. So porcelain is his only weakness.
Yeah.
Janet, or Julie, whatever hell her name
Judy,
is.
yeah.
She grabs a vase and breaks it over his head, and he's like, that kind of made me angry. Jake grabs a bigger one and breaks it over his back. He's like,
that hurt
I feel so weak. Then he gets kicked through one, and it's like, my only weakness, porcelain.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's amazing.
But he gets his leg caught in an armoire after kicking a hole through it, and then gets kicked. The rest of his body gets kicked and impaled
on a coat rack, on a coat tree. This guy gets murdered. He fell under a train, but he ends up dying via coat rack. It's fucking incredible. And then just randomly, she's just like, oh, by the way, Jack, I've got the microfilm. And then
Roy does show up. I think he's a little disappointed that he didn't get to shoot this guy.
Yeah, he's like, God, he had his gun out and everything. He's like, fuck, you already killed him? Duh, man, duh. Wanted to shoot another person. Watch the life slowly drain out of their face. It's the only thing that gets me off anymore, Jake. It's the only way I can come.
Do you realize how many murder cases that needed to be dropped against me for me to get reinstated as a captain or a lieutenant, whatever?
Just so I could murder one more person. And you ruined it. Your stupid vases and your stupid coterie.
This could have been probable cause. All right, I could have gone in and shot this guy. It would have been reasonable. You took that away from me, Jake.
Then they hug and the movie's over. Yep. Judy and Jack hug in the movie.
Freeze frame.
This movie's great.
It is wild. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense, but it's not. There was the hospital part and the helicopter part are the only boring parts of this movie. It's just because nothing really happens, and it's just kind of. But other than that, it's nonstop fights and explosions, and just the ADR is all terrible. It's all ADR. It's all terrible. Like none of it matches the performance ever. The action's wild. You get to watch stuntmen die.
It's pure 80s schlock, and I think we can't do anything but give it a good bad.
It's got to be a good bad. It has to be. It's a lot of fun, and you don't have to watch a guy eat an iguana in this one, which is a nice step up over Stabilizer. So there you go. As always, you can do us a giant favor. Support us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/GBorBB. Support us for $2, $5, or $10 a month, whatever you want. We're still not quite ready to announce it, but there will be a fun new $10 patron thing that it will be special for patrons, but everybody, including non-patrons, will get a chance to enjoy it. Hopefully that's the plan. We're figuring it out, but we're going to be starting that very soon with an official announcement at some point. I have a podcast called This Film Was Up. We're talking about movies that are based on books. When this is out, I don't know.
Because we shoot
Scanner
so
Darkly.
far
Maybe a Scanner Darkly. No, that's June. I don't know what.
It's got Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it is. It's a book. It's a Philip K. Dick. So, but that's farther away. I don't know when it'll be out. Kyle, you got a Twitch channel called Twitch.tv. It's called Twitch.tv. Yes. That's your Twitch channel.
It took a lot for me to get that. No, it's a TV Twitch.tv /GBorBB _Kyle.
Whatever.
It's gonna be at the bottom.
Mine is the same thing, but Brian. Yep. We both stream occasionally, and that's a lot of fun. So come and check us out on those places. And until next time, keep watching movies,
especially American or Lethal Hunter.
The Stabilizer, the Lethalizer. That's what
the Lethalizer.
Yeah. The Lethalizer.
The Lethalizer.